Everyone, welcome back to day 6, where today we are going to discuss AI tools and foundations that we're going to use to build our application that we are getting up and running in 30 days. Again, the name of the application that I am building is Yield Cover. So if you hear that referred to, that is the name of my application, but these principles are widely applicable, and today's discussion is not specifically around that product. Recently, I was asked by a colleague, what does AI enablement mean? And what does it mean to work in an organization or on teams that are AI enabled? And I broke this down into 3 fundamental parts, and we're going to discuss these today. AI enablement, what does it mean? Fundamentally, I see AI informing most engineering and product teams in 3 ways. Number 1 is AI-informed product leadership. We'll walk through that. Number 2 is AI-powered development. And the third is a really exponential multiplier, which is the AI-powered products. That last one is why .ai domains have become so popular and where AI really gets its name and its luster. But the first 2 are very important in leading an organization to be AI enabled. So we're going to be utilizing all 3 of these tenets as we develop our own application this month. So let's start out. We have AI-informed product leadership, AI-powered development, and AI-powered products. Let's talk a little bit about the product leadership aspect. So AI-informed product leadership is really about using the AI tools available to rapidly document what needs to be done, have quick feedback loops, polish up your communication, such as your emails, your standardized documents, use your current templates, and to decrease ambiguity in what needs to be done in the engineering process. Once we actually have an AI-informed, I guess I'll use a set of documentation or context, then we can roll into the development. So what does it mean to have AI-powered development? We're going to get into more details, but essentially it's going to enable us to have faster delivery because we're actually having AI write part of the code and test and iterate with us. It's much more cost efficient, and it allows for a scalable innovation. You can have an unlimited number of AI co-pilots or engineers, whereas in order to hire new engineers or to utilize more humans, it's much more time consuming. Obviously, I think humans are needed in the loop, especially ones that are experts. But AI-powered development is very scalable and can be very fast and can be very cheap. Ultimately, though, what you mostly hear the buzz around is AI-powered products. Now, AI-powered products are ones that actually utilize AI at their core. So it wasn't that AI was used to write the documentation and develop the product, but these are actually products that use AI behind the hood. And these have exponential long-term benefits. Right now, they have a much higher value than traditional applications. They can lead to revenue growth and much smarter answers for your customers. So how does this all fit together? Okay, in this first slide here, if you need a reason to begin an AI enablement trajectory in your organization, take this to your leaders and talk to them about the benefits of each of these core tenets. We're going to dive into each of these now and just give you a little empirical data on how much savings and what AI can actually do for you and the actual tools that we can use in each area of this, each of these tenets. So in the product leadership, in the engineering, and in the AI-powered products. AI-informed project leadership. This is where we work with AI on our ideas and we give the AI our context. so that it can iterate on what are we trying to do here. All right. So the examples for AI informed product leadership are: I need to get to my product strategy. I need to articulate that better. I need to communicate this better. I need quick PRDs. I need to have my user stories documented and put into Jira. All of these are the foundational product or project items that are going to lead to the development later on. So how do I see this working? Now, how I have experienced this is about 20% of the total work that needs to be done is you as a human giving the ideation and context to the AI. The AI that is, telling them we want to build a new application, it does XYZ, write me the PRD. The AI can then do, with iteration, with your feedback, about 60% of the work. So it can get to the results much faster than you could if you spent days or weeks laboring over communication, documentation, all of the things that most product leaders need to do, And you can also continually talk to it as a coworker. It doesn't have any time of day that it needs to be off the clock. It doesn't have any other work to do besides assist you. And then once it has given you a reasonable output, you need to refine this and make this precise so that you can actually turn this over to the design or engineering team. What are the tools that I use for this or that we can use? So ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, Claude, these are all examples of LLMs that do really well with language processing. And depending on how much context you have given it, they're going to do a great job of getting you those documentation that you need. And they can format it exactly to what you are looking for. So the better you get at telling it what you need and working with it, if you choose one platform, which I generally do for each step of the way, then you can go ahead and choose one of these, and they're going to help save you, let's just say, 60% of your time on getting that information out to your teams. The next step of the process is AI-powered development. I love this part of the process because AI-powered development actually takes the input from our informed plan, which was in the last step. So you have a plan, you have a roadmap, for example, and you can have it generate your user stories and then move it over to AI to actually help you with the code generation, the testing, and the iterating on that. Then you are going to you or whoever's reviewing your PR or whoever's deploying is going to help you review and optimize this. And you'll get better over time. So I do feel like there is less on the front end for the AI-powered development because you already have all of that communication built up from the first step of the process. And you're going to have to iterate as an engineer. You will have to iterate with these platforms. It's obviously much better if you have experience in this. You're going to get much better at this much quicker, but you can have it generate, let's just say, 80-90% of your code. And then you are going to be the one that's going to have to help it to get it to precisely what you want. So again, AI-powered development is going to save engineers a great deal of time, and you can have multiple threads working at once. So this is not like a linear, every person is saving 70% of the time, but you get the idea. So what are some examples of AI-powered development tools that are out there? Well, Cursor is probably one of my preferred tools today. Claude does a really good job of also writing code and iterating on it, especially if it has some of the context of what you're working on. You'll have GitHub Copilot that is available as well. V0 and both do this in the browser. There's other tools such as Lovable and Replit that will do all of these things for you. So this is going to save you so much time. And the better you are at kind of knowing the context and having a little bit of engineering experience, the quicker you can actually optimize on this. The last piece of the puzzle is really AI-powered products. So in the first two steps where we set the context, we came up with our plan, that's your product leadership. Then we used AI to help engineer the products. This last piece, there are so many more question marks that it is very dependent on your use case. But the great thing about this is that you have these exponential long-term benefits. So AI-powered products actually, they bring in information from your plan, just like engineering did, but you have to help it select a model, select why you need the model, why you want to build the model. You're going to help that model learn. You're going to be doing evaluations. You're going to be iterating. A lot of tuning is going to be done here. So any product that is using an LLM or other model on the back end, it can bring so much value to your customers because it learns over time and it can be used out into the future however long we see that it could be. So there are benefits at scale for any AI powered products. That is why this is so popular right now, because there is no limit to what you could potentially do with these models once you're actually utilizing them. Some of the public, I shouldn't say public, they're not publicly traded, excuse me. Some of the main companies such as OpenAI and Anthropic, they offer models that you can use. And these are really good use cases for things like if you want to have natural language processing, if you want to be using a chatbot, if you want to be using email communications, you can see how those things are so scalable. And once you have a chatbot, it could then potentially serve millions of customers. That's why the scalability of this is so high. There are other models out there which are, you can actually custom build. So for example, in my application, I might be using scikit-learn. We always reserve the right to change our mind and to try new things, but to actually build a regression or a decision tree model based on numerical data, it's not necessary for me to use a large LLM on numerical data that I have. So I may be writing that model myself. You might want to use something like Hugging Face if you have computer vision models. There are so many options out there where you can either buy or build, but the benefits are just really exponential for your AI powered products. It's going to expand out. You could see how it could fan out to millions or billions of users. And that is why there are so many today that are trying to have their products powered by AI. Hopefully this helped with your knowledge around what are the 3 tenets of AI-enabled product organizations. And if you're doing a startup application like me, hopefully you can start to use some of these tools and play with them. You're going to see me actually demo and use these tools throughout the next few days as I build out the YieldCover application. And I will be using AI enablement to do all of the things I just illustrated. Again, if you need to convince your organization or yourself to use AI, remember that you can use AI for informing your plan, helping you come up with your plan. So that's your product leadership. You can use AI to help you engineer. That's your AI-enabled development. And you can use AI to power your products, which is the gold star for actually exponential growth and value out of your AI model or any AI model you choose to use. Thank you, and we will see you next time.